Let's talk about an important issue related to income tax, how income tax is calculated, and the issue that is the number of dependents they are not considered. Regarding the issue, I have written a request to Prime Minister of India and submitted letter PIL at Supreme Court of India, and this we will discuss later on in this presentation, but let us start to discuss this topic. My name is Dr. Prakash Somni and I belong to Center for Grand Challenges and Green Technologies and also related with Applied Science Innovations Private Limited India. Now, a person's income tax is calculated by considering his or her total income in that particular financial year. A financial year is taken from 1st of April of a year to the 31st of March next year. So let us say 1st of April 2022 to 31st of March 2023 will be a financial year, and whatever income is generated by a person in this particular financial year, the total income tax will be calculated, and he or she has to pay the income tax as per the Government of India norms. Uh, of course, certain concessions they are given in considering the income tax or the payable income tax. Out of 1.36 billion people, that is 136 crore people, only approximately 8 crore people, that comes out to be around 5.88, or let's say approximately 6% of the total population pays the income tax, that is they are in the payable category of income tax. Now in this presentation I will be talking about the word livelihood. Livelihood means all expenses that is related with a person's living, that is related with food, clothing, living expenses, can be shelter, medicine, education, and so on. So all kinds of expenses that are related to the livelihood of a person is covered under the word livelihood. Now let us consider two different families. One family, that is we consider it as a case A. In this family there is a person Mr. X and his wife Mrs. Y, and they have, this family has parents. One father is there, senior citizen, and one mother is there, senior citizen, and two children are there, one is son and daughter. So there is a family of 6 people, and consider that in this family all people they are earning somehow and they are all paying the income tax. That's fair enough. Now the same family, if we consider another situation, consider case B, in which only one person is earning and others they are dependent. Consider the same family, we 6 people we have taken here, but only one person, that is Mr. X, is earning the money. He has a earning source, and he, all other people they are dependent on this person who is earning the money. So even then, in both the cases, case A and case B, this person Mr. X, he pays the same income tax irrespective of whether he is supporting other people's livelihood or not. He is paying the same amount of income tax. So this is not fair. If all the people they are earning and they are paying the income tax, that is well enough, that is fair. But if one person is earning and others, he is supporting the life of others, others are dependent on him, and he is paying the same amount of income tax, this situation is not fair. Now, if we see the Indian government law, it's mandatory for everyone, every Indian, to look after his parents, that is senior citizens, whether they are earning or not, whether they have any source of income like pension or not, but it's mandatory to look after your parents, and this is by law. If you don't support your parents, if you are not taking care of your parents, irrespective of whether they are earning or not, they have some savings money or not, it's mandatory by Government of India law that you have to look after your parents. If you don't look after your parents, by law you can go into the jail also. So if a person is supporting or looking after his or her parents who may not have any income source like pension, then there is no concession in the income tax that is payable by that person. So even if you are earning money and you are looking after your senior parents, senior citizens who are not having any financial income and they are financially dependent on you for all their needs, particularly in the old age, as you know, uh, the fees related to medical expenses, they are high, and you have to support your parents for their medical expenses apart from other livelihood expenses also. But still, even if you are looking after your parents and you are taking care of them, which is a bylaw, but there is no concession given in the income tax by the government of India, which is not fair. In other words, the total number of dependents are not considered while considering the income tax payable by a person, which is not fair in my opinion. Now, in another situation, let's say if both husband and wife, a family of both husband and wife, they are working, they are earning money, and they both pay the income tax as per the income tax rule, which is fair enough. However, if your wife is a housewife and financially dependent on you, then also you pay the same amount of income tax, which is not fair. This situation can be reversed also. Sometimes a housewife, instead of a housewife, she can be earning, and you can be financially dependent on your wife also to a certain extent. But even in that case also, the amount of income tax payable by that particular person is irrespective of whether how many number of dependents they are there in that the family, which is not fair in my opinion. In other words, the total number of dependents or number of people that you support for their livelihood needs to be considered while considering the amount of income tax payable, at least the blood relatives. In another situation, your son or daughter may be of 18 years of age. He might have attended 18 years of age and eligible for getting driving license, voter ID and voting right, and PAN card, Aadhaar card, and so on. But may be financially dependent on you, as he or she, your daughter or son, might be studying. He may be doing a bachelor degree, master degree. As you know, master degree, it takes around 24 to 25 years of age for completing master's degree in India. So till that time, or even there can be a situation in which your son or daughter might have completed his or her education, but they don't have a job. So in that case also, there is a person in your family which is grown enough, which is an independent person in that way, but financially dependent on you, because still the education is going on, and they may not have the job, and even in that case also you pay the same amount of income tax. So there is no concession for a person who is dependent on you while calculating your income tax. In such a case also, you pay the same amount of income tax, which is not fair in my opinion. In other words, the number of dependents, number of people that you support for their livelihood, at least your blood relatives, immediate blood relatives, needs to be considered while calculating the amount of income tax that is paid. Now, considering the level of unemployment in India, which is rising and which is an alarming situation, it is evident that large number of people are financially dependent for their livelihood on another people. As I have told you, the situation in which your son or daughter will be dependent on you for their financial needs till they get a job or till they start earning. So this can be a situation. This is really an alarming situation in India. And I have worked in 5 different states of India. I was a professor in different institutes, and I came across many families, many students in which they have only one person that is earning the money, and all other family members, they are financially dependent on that particular person. So number of dependents or number of people that you support for their livelihood, at least the first blood relatives, needs to be considered while considering the amount of income tax that is payable by a person. Now regarding this, I sent a request to Prime Minister of India in 2018, 21st of April 2018. It was given the grievance number PMOPG/E/2018/0187496, and then it was transferred to Ministry of Finance, as this requires a policy decision by Ministry of Finance for consideration and necessary action. Later on, I have written letters to Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji, but I am sorry to say that, but no action has been taken on this matter, and I am still pursuing this matter with PMO office and Ministry of Finance. Then later on in 2021, 29th of November 2021, I have submitted again request to Prime Minister of India and Letter PIL, Public Interest Litigation, a letter to Supreme Court of India for considering this situation, so that the people of India, they may get little financial burden out from this income tax, payable income tax. So my as in the previous case also, the Prime Minister office transferred the grievance. It's given the grievance number, this particular PMOPG/D/2021/0297300, dated 10th of December 2021, Ministry of Finance for further necessary action. Now the problem associated with this is that the Prime Minister office is saying that this is not a grievance, this is a suggestion, and it needs a policy decision, and it has to be taken by a finance minister. So they transfer the grievance online to Ministry of Finance for further necessary action. But I am afraid again that whether the action will be taken and our request will be given suitable consideration or not, I'm really doubtful. So the letter PIL at the Supreme Court is still under review, and I hope that the Supreme Court of India takes cognizance of this issue and give some suitable directions to the Government of India. So in conclusion, I would like to emphasize that number of dependents or the number of people that you support for their livelihood, at least the blood relatives, immediate blood relatives from your family, needs to be considered while considering the income tax that is applicable or payable by a person. The suitable policy change needs to be done by Government of India urgently, as this could impact positively the life of millions of people. At least this positive impact can be made in the life of at least 7 to 8 crore people, which is a good number. So I request the Government of India to make a policy decision by considering this issue and take a suitable action on this. Thank you very much.